What's the deal, folks? It's your boy Zaybone, and we gonna chop it up, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so this story right here, not proud of this story, um, but this channel is about some of the shit that I went through with my addiction, and I'm trying to get, you know, people to avoid what I went through and just choose a different route, man. And so let's get into it. So I went to a detox center in Sacramento. We leave on a Monday morning. It's me, my girl, my mom, my sister. My sister rides up there with us because she's trying to buy a car at this time. And in bigger cities like Central Valley, you get better deals like up north or down south in California. That's how it works. Bigger cities got better deals on cars. So my sister's trying to buy a car, so she drives with us up there to Sacramento. So let's get into it though. So oh yeah, before I even get into the story though, I created a TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. So all my good people that have a TikTok, go follow me on there. Go support your boy on that. Alright. So it was a Monday morning. I was there. I couldn't. But we drove out there. I remember when I first got there, they took my belongings and they put them in a container. They got my hair clippers, my shampoo, body soaps, all that shit. They put it in this container. And anything with a shoestring in it, I remember they pulled out my shoestrings from my Chucks. They pulled out my shoestring from my Jordan shorts. Anything with a shoestring, they got to take it out because it can be a liability, because you get people in there that get depressed and they have tried to, unfortunately, they have tried to commit suicide in there. So they take anything out with strings and shit like that. So because I sit down with this middle-aged black woman. She may have been in her early 40s. She did my intake. She walks me to my room, and I hug my loved ones goodbye. And now I'm at the detox center. They put me, we're on the fourth floor. It's like a tall building downtown Sacramento, and I'm like on the fourth floor. And they put me on all these weird ass medications. I was on like fucking 5 different medications. So they put me on hydroxyzine, ropinirole, gabapentin, naroxazine, and Zoloft. And stool cleaner too, because all constipated and shit. They had me on that shit too. My first few nights I was very sick. I couldn't get out of the bed to go eat. I remember they would bring my tray to me. And then I got a celly, and his girlfriend would come in the room and she would be all like trying to support him, like help him with his shit. And she I remember one night the nurse came in, and every night they come in to take your blood pressure. They wake you up like every 3 hours to take your blood pressure. And I remember my girl. I remember one night my girlfriend and my son came to visit me, and I hear my son outside the door. Here's my bed right here on the right side, or when you first walk in to the left. My bed, the door, my celly's bed, window right here, and then bathroom in this area. No TV, just beds that go up and down like this and shit, like those hospital beds. And you got a little fucking pink little cup with a straw in that shit. You drink your water. And I remember my girlfriend outside the door. My son's like, "Oh, I can't wait to see my dad. How's my dad doing?" And the nurse is all, "Hey, you're not going to be able to see your dad. He's not in good condition. He's a real bad person, and unfortunately, he's going to get locked up as soon as he gets done with his detox center." We didn't tell him that, but we're letting you guys know that, so you guys can't visit him. You're gonna have to call this day and this day to find out where he's gonna be, where we're gonna ship him off to. And I'm tripping. I'm listening to this shit in my bed like, this fucking bitch is really lying on me. So I fucking, after about 2 minutes of silence, I don't hear him talking no more. I don't hear my son no more. I fucking get up, and mind you, I'm on all these weird medications. And I get up out of the bed. I'm taking the sheets off me and shit. I fucking get out of the bed, and I walk out that bitch. Open the door. I walk up all the way down the hall, bang a left, and now I'm at the main office. And I get at the lady like this. I go, "Hey man, what's up with you telling my son and my girl that I'm a bad person and they can't see me, and you guys are gonna ship me off to this weird ass jail up here in Sacramento? Like, what's your problem, lady?" And this lady she, this lady looks at me like with this unsure look, like, and she goes, "Sir, do you know where you're at?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm in a detox center in Sacramento." She's like, she's all, "Who's the president of the United States?" And I'm like, at this time, I'm thinking it's Obama. I'm like, Obama? And she's like, "How old are you?" And I think I'm like 24, 25 at the time. I'm like 25, 24. And she's like, she's in one of them little fucking chairs that have wheels on it. She rolls back, she stands up, and she walks around the desk, and she hugs me, she wraps her arm around me. She goes, "Look," she goes, "I think you're drowsy and you're real tired." She goes, "I'm gonna walk you back to your room." She goes, I don't, she goes, "Your family never came and visited you, Mr. Rabone." And then it made sense. I'm like, "You sure?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm feeling kind of stupid and crazy at the time. And I'm like, fuck, maybe they really didn't come visit. And she walks me to my room. I get in my bed. I lay down. I fall back to sleep. And this dude's girlfriend comes in the middle of the night again. And now they're fighting because she's helping him with his shit. And she goes through his phone and he's talking to another girl. He's like a white guy on steroids, real jacked. And his girlfriend was beautiful too. And they start arguing and he's cussing her out. She's like, no, she's cussing him out. She's like, "You fucking piece of shit, you're not good for nothing. How long are you gonna keep putting me through this?" And he's trying to grab her, she's trying to run out, and he's trying to grab her and shit. I'm just fucking in my bed just watching this shit. It's like 2 a.m. He's trying to grab her, she's pushing him off of him and shit. They leave the room. I don't know what happened. I fall back to sleep. I wake up that morning, 6 a.m. I go down. I'm able to, this is like my 3rd day in, I'm able to walk slowly up to the cafeteria. I remember eating, went back into the room, used the restroom, I shaved. And as I'm like making up my bed or doing something, like looking at my books, like in my room, I hear a lady knock on the door. There's like her and like 2 other ladies. And it's her, another lady, and a dude. And there's beautiful lady with wearing high leather boots, a dress, like a little skirt type of office little thing, just sexy, right? And she's like, "Hey, Mr. Rabone, I'm so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so." She shakes my hand and we start talking. And it's been like a week since I've had sex, so I'm just looking at this lady like, man, it's hard for me to focus and really take into what she's saying because I'm just looking at her like, God damn, So she goes, so she's talking to me about what happened last night, the incident of me getting up out of my bed and telling the nurse, why are you telling my family that they can't see me and shit? And I tell her, I said, "Hey, look, I'm like, I apologize. You guys got me on all these different medications. I'm like, I miss my son and my girl, and I'm like, I thought you guys were like telling them that they couldn't see me for whatever reason." And she's like, "Nah, that never happened." And I said that, I'm telling her she's trying to figure out which medication may be the one that's making me hallucinate. And she even tells me, she's like, yeah, she goes, "Well, one of the medications that you have, it says, it also may cause drowsiness, hallucination, dry mouth." And I'm like, yeah, like wherever that one is, like take me off of that. And that's exactly what they did. Next day they take me off that shit. Now I'm doing better. I'm not hallucinating. That dude's girlfriend was never coming in checking on him and shit. The first night I didn't even have a cellie at all. So it was Ropenerol. Yep, it was the Ropenerol, I believe, that had me. It was a little blue pill that had me hella hallucinating and shit. Everything I would dream about, because my body was so drained and tired from all the shocking of going through detox and all these new medications my body's taking, but my brain is still wide awake when I'm sleeping. So all my dreams feel like they're really happening. I could be laying in my bed with my eyes open, looking around the room and shit, like, and I'm really seeing this dude's girlfriend, all this shit. It's fucking insane. It was fucking insane now that I look back at it. And so she's there with her clipboard taking down the notes and everything, and she shakes my hand. She's like, okay, it was good talking to you. And I'm so glad she understood too, because like that would have been some shit if she like they shackled me down and like put me into like some 5150 home with real crazy people. And imagine if some shit like that really would have happened. Like, so I'm glad the lady understood where I was coming from. She leaves. I'm still laying in the bed. The next day, I'm starting to do better. I'm eating. The first 3 days, I was sick as fuck. Especially that 72-hour mark. I don't know what it is. Like, that 72-hour mark of detoxing is horrible. The third day, I remember taking a shower. And the nurses liked me. I was hella cool with all the nurses. And they would wash my clothes. They had a dryer in this room, and they would dry. And they would fold all my clothes and have my towel ready. And I told them I requested for a shower. And they had my water running and everything, and she has the key. She opens up the door and she's like, all right, Mr. Ramon, you enjoy your shower. And I said, I sure will, baby. I wanted to say, just come on up in here with me. You know, where she was talking, she's like, hey, she's like, Ramon, do you have kids? And while we're talking about our kids and shit, I wanted to tell her, like, just take some time off, take a break, and just hop in the shower with me. Because it's been like a week and a half since I've had sex. And, you know, I'm getting blue balls at this point. It's, I got a lot of, animosity and too much testosterone built up in me at this point. Oh, that was tough. It was tough, guys. So I'm like, all right, thank you. You know, I take my shower. I had to let one go. It was too long. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, I'm trying to keep it PG-13, but I had to release one, man. I got too much testosterone built up in me, man. I'm 25 years old. God damn it. I'm in my primes. I had to do it. Do not judge me. So I remember that shower like it was yesterday. That was a good shower. That was a good shower. And I started feeling a little bit better after that. You know, I started feeling myself again. I shaved. You know, I'm smelling good. I ain't showered in 3 days since I was there. I'm sick in the bed, detoxing, sweating, you know, with the runs, puking, you know, all the nasty shit. So, you know, that shower felt fucking amazing. And I'm feeling better, right? And I take the shower, and I'm in the cafeteria section, the day room where the TV's at, and we would go to these meetings and we would talk, and there's this one white lady would come up to me, and she'll go, hey, she'll put her hand on my shoulder, hey, I love you. I've been an alcoholic for all my life. I've been sober for 12 years and I relapsed. I know you're going through it. You're gonna be okay, sweetie. You look like an athlete. They're just so nice in there. It's weird. You know, coming from where my background, where I come from, I'm not used to that. So I thought they were really weird for random strangers saying, hey, I love you, you're going to get through it. And I never came from that type of support, so I found it weird. This one kid walks in, man, real scrawny, sucked up white kid, wearing one fucking flip-flop, the hospital detoxing green sweats, one shoe sliding and shit, hair all in his face. And I started chopping up with this cat, and come to find out he's in there for opiates too, and he's a carpenter, and he's telling me how he makes wood and chairs and shit at his job, and how he goes down to the Tenderloin and he scores on heroin, and he likes to smoke heroin and this and that. And you know, dude was pretty interesting to talk to. And we would go in these little meetings every hour. They'll call us in, and the first 4 days, I remember no phone call, no contact from any outside sources, and I was able to use the phone. They had this little white cordless phone. I chopped it up with my baby mama. I let her know how I was doing and shit. I guess the whole time the nurses were giving reports on me, and her letting them know how I was doing the whole time. But you know, I'm missing my girl and my sons real bad, man. I just want to go home. I'm tired of this. My body's in shock. I lost hella weight. I'm at 177 at this time. You know, my last time I weighed that much was probably like my freshman year in high school. And so I eventually get through it, man. I was there for a whole week, and you know, I'm doing a little bit better. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm still feeling like a zombie, unmotivated. I'm just not dizzy anymore when I stand up. I'm able to walk now. And oh yeah, and they would call us down, and this one of the nurses, one of my favorite ones, I forget her name, she would like smoke vape pens, and we would go in this elevator for everybody to go on this smoke break because they had our lighters and cigarettes in these Ziploc bags. They take us down this elevator. You go down outside, you get the fresh air, the benches with an umbrella, and we sit there and we'll enjoy a smoke break. She would sit there, she would smoke out her little vape, I would smoke my Marlboro Red, and me and her will chop it up. And because a lot of those people, not to be judgmental or sound fucked up, but a lot of them are like this. And what's normal? I'm not saying I'm the most normal, because I'm not. Like, I don't know what is even normal. But I would tend to chop it up and get cool with the staff because I have sisters, I have a mom, I have a baby mom. I understand how women think. I'm polite. I'm well. My mannerisms and shit. So we would chop it up and we would get cool. And she was telling me how she used to be an alcoholic and her brother died, and this is why she's doing this job now. And I really felt where she was coming from. I should have got her information, her email, so when I left there, I could have kept in contact with her and shit, but I wasn't thinking like that. We would go down there, and there was this one older dude, farmer-looking guy. He was like a veteran from Vietnam or something, and he was always taking a liking to me and talking to me and shit, and he would fucking spit every time he would talk. He had real bad breath, yellow teeth, but he would just be spitting. I'm like, dog, say it, don't fucking spray it. Jesus Christ, dude would just be, yeah, well, back in Vietnam, the French, whatever, and he's just spitting like a motherfucker, right? Oh my God, I think his name was like Rob or something. And so we go back up, there was like, when we go into these elevators, I'm on the 4th floor, I believe, and there's like a behavior health center. I remember like kids between the ages of like 5 and 12, they do these different activities because they have bad behavior problems. And then there's the cafeteria, and then down there is like the lobby, and then the outside. And I remember going down these elevators and shit, getting dizzy, man. Like when you're doing opiates and Xanax bars, it drops your heart rate. And your blood's not flowing through your body as fast as it's supposed to, and oxygen is not moving through your body like it's supposed to. So when your heart rate goes back up, your body's in shock and shit. I remember getting up, getting dizzy all the time, and that shit was fucking scary. And anyway, so time goes by and shit. It's time for me to get discharged, and my ass. Time for me to go to get discharged, and I'm happy. I'm stoked because my girl's coming. I miss her. I ain't seen her in a whole week. And the nurses, they took a quite liking to me because they knew I had a strong support system, and they knew that there was luck with me actually succeeding in this program. They know, like, they've been doing the job for so long. You can tell they know, like, some people are just not gonna get it right. But they really took a liking to me because I'm young, I'm black, I'm handsome. They're not to be on a cocky tip, but they took a liking to me because for some of those reasons. I'm young. I still got my whole life in front of me, and these nurses really want to see me, get my shit right. So, and I got a lot of respect for them because they helped me a lot. My girl comes in, they're doing my discharge, and we're talking, and I don't know if I mentioned, when I drove up there, I popped 2 bars because I knew, like, this is going to be the last of it. Here I popped 2 bars and, crashed out and fell asleep, and they woke me up when we got there. So I still have my bottle with my Xannies in them, and they're giving me all my shit back, and they've got my name on it. I'm prescribed. At the time, I got good insurance, and this lady's like, I want to throw these away so bad, Mr. Rabone. She's like, but I have to give them to you because they have them in your name. I'm going to give them to your girl. She's like, here. She's like, do not let him take these. She's like, he's doing so good. She's like, he's getting off all this stuff. She goes, yeah, he's on all these pills for right now, and it may seem like a lot, but she's like, don't go back taking these right here. She's like, these are no good. She was like, she's like, these are not no good. And I'm like, yeah, lady, I got you. I'm like, whatever, just trying to leave already. I'm like, thank you guys, and they wish me good luck and all that, and I leave, and me and my girl, we're chopping it up. I'm telling her all these weird stories, all the things that had happened when I was in there, and we get this hotel that's in Sacramento somewhere, and we get the hotel, and it's been a whole week since I had some, so I'm in there, making beautiful love to my woman. That's what I do, and but I'm on all these weird medications and shit. But I'm trying to do what I do, but I'm on all these weird medications. Anyways, I think that's how my second son got here. It was probably around that time. But so we were in the hotel for a day, and then she's my girl's going through all my paperwork, seeing everything that they got me on, and she sees all these weird medications. She sees that they got me on hydroxyzine, ropinirole, gabapentin, narzoxin, and Zoloft. And she's reading the symptoms of what may cause dry mouth, may cause seizures, may cause depression if stopped taking suddenly, may cause hallucination. It was the ropinirole that had me hallucinating. So I'm like, babe, I don't want to take all these weird pills. Like, I'm too young to be taking fucking 6 different pills. Like, she's like, I know, but she's like, babe, you gotta take them. She's like, you don't want to go back to just popping bars. And the whole time I'm digging in the hotel room, going through her purse when she's sleeping, I'm trying to find those bars. I just want to take a bar and relax, because my anxiety is real bad. I'm not feeling like myself. I feel real drowsy, real cloudy headed. I'm not as snappy and bright as I feel like I should be. So she's like, nah, you gotta take the pills and shit. I remember we went down to the lobby in that hotel room and we ate some waffles at breakfast, and my stomach was upset. I could barely eat any of those waffles. I drank some green tea, and it's real kind of, it was like kind of like a a hard time, and she finally, that morning, I gotta go clock into the rehab center now. I got done with the detox. Now I'm on my way to the rehab center. We drive up there. I'm not sure how long it was. It was still somewhere around the area. And I clock in. They do my intake and all that. They get all my stuff, put them in a container, and put all my bags in my locker. They tell me, all the shit, what I gotta do. I kiss my baby moms. I tell her goodbye and shit. Boom. Now I'm in the rehab center. Now rehab is not like the detox center. They don't check up on you like they do at the detox center and shit. You're pretty much on your own. You gotta remember to go and get your meds. They don't call you. And I've been to this rehab twice, so I'm trying to remember exactly what happened the first time and not getting the second things caught up. I didn't write nothing down on paper about the rehab, so I'm just gonna take you into what I remember. Okay, I remember I get there, I start taking my meds. I had a roommate that was hella snoring, so they changed me rooms. I was the only black dude in the facility. I think I don't know if that was the second time or the first time. I know a black lady came and she was on Norcos. I think that might have been the second time I went there though. But I'm not doing good at all, man. Like these AA meetings, I'm not feeling. You get there, every morning for breakfast, they hand you a sheet of paper and they ask you if you dreamed about any of using. They ask you on a scale of 1 through 10, how do you feel? 1 being very poor, 10 being really good. I would put like a 3. I would put bad notes, just being hella negative and unmotivated to do anything. And it was kind of scaring me because I'm like, why do I feel like this? I'm a week into this and I'm not feeling any better. And I'm like, is this what life feels like being fucking sober? Like, I'm not feeling it, right? They call me back and we do these meetings, man. And some of those things were fun. Like, this is a high middle class rehab. So, one thing I noticed about rehab, kids in there learn how to tell good stories. Because a lot of them parents got money and they put them in these rehabs and they've been doing drugs since they were, I don't know, fucking 15, 16, and they tell all these good ass stories. So I'm meeting some cool people in there. We get in the van. The best part I liked about that rehab, we would get in this little group van, one of them white vans that you carpool in, and we would go down to the nearest gym, and I'll get my workout on. And I remember that you cannot buy any food or drinks while you're on the medication, while you're in the rehab. And I wanted to buy a protein shake. And the lady was really trying to act like my mom. She's like, Isaiah, are you really going to do this in front of me right now? Because I bought a protein drink and I'm about to drink it. And I'm like, yeah, lady. I'm like, I got the money. I want a protein shake after my workout. This bitch, oh my God. I drink the protein shake and she like, when we get back to the facility, like, she made a big old thing about it. Like, they said it pretty much like it was bad. But that was my favorite part. You know, I would feel a lot better after I get that workout in. And you know, we would go to these sauna class. We'll go into these saunas, and we would go in this one class where they poke needles in your face. Like, this was like I said, a high middle class rehab. It was like $1,000 per night my insurance was paying for me to be there. So you know, the yoga classes, some of that shit I really enjoyed. And you know, I remember, you know, the AA meetings. I didn't take advantage of those. I thought that shit was real weird. A bunch of people being emotional and breaking down, crying, talking about their life, and they would call on me, and I would never participate. And I come to realize as I got older, that's what I needed. You know, us human beings, we're intellect creatures, and we like to talk. And you gotta release your problems and your energy. You gotta let that shit out. But my background, where I come from, like, I don't do that. Like, you know, whatever I got going on or whatever, you know, I gotta just deal with it as a man myself. Maybe that's why I started abusing drugs. Who knows? But there's something deep down in my core that happened to me that I have yet not have found out what it is that it is. Most, they say you learn all these things in these rehab centers, and most addicts, you know, some of them been sexually abused. Some of them, you know, seen a killing happen, or they've killed somebody, or drunk driving killed a whole family of kids. Like, you hear crazy fucking stories. This one college kid gave a bitch a STD and fucking caught herpes, and some of the stories in there are fucking real insane. I never told my story. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. As I get older now, I'm starting to realize how important that is. I didn't tell my story, and the second time I went in, I didn't even tell him. You know, I'm just not like. That's why I'm doing this YouTube shit, man, to release my energy and try to make up for those classes that I didn't participate back in those AA meetings and all that. But oh yeah, I'm skipping. So before I got to the rehab, I remember when I was in the hotel with my baby moms. And when she was going through that paperwork and she was telling all the medication that had me hallucinating and shit, I was like, babe, I'm like, you remember when it was, you know, your mom and your little brother and stepdad, and they were playing with the Luigi board, and I told them that they needed to leave that Luigi board alone, and they didn't listen to me, and the demons haunted the house, and the demons were chasing them and shit, and she's all like, that never happened. And I'm like, nah, remember how the Luigi board? And she's like, that never happened. And that's when I knew, like, that ropenetrol medication really had me hallucinating. Anyways, back to, you know, being at the rehab. So I'm there for 14 days. My insurance lets me stay there for 2 weeks. You know, I'm doing a little bit better. I get done with it, you know, take the train back home, and that was that, ladies and gentlemen. That was my story of going to a detox center in Sacramento and a rehab for 2 weeks. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like it, subscribe to this channel. If not, put a thumbs down. You know, I do this. It's a sense of therapy for me, man. And if you guys, I hope you guys can get something out of it. And I don't know exactly what it may be, but hopefully something that I went through, you know, I can share it to the world, and you guys can, like, if you're younger than me, maybe like wiggle way around some bad choices that I made in life or whatever. I'm not sure, but I like doing this. I enjoy doing it. I hope you guys enjoy it too. Out. Y'all be cool. Like I said, if you like this video, like it. If you don't, put a thumbs down, comment below, whatever. I don't give no fucks. Let's go, baby. Y'all be cool. I am out.